Bro, you guys, look at this. It is so freaking nice outside right now. I got golfers to my right, which you've seen before, and just enjoying this in Florida weather right now. Oh my gosh. Look it up on your phone. Look up Tampa, Florida, and check out the weather that is happening that I am receiving right now. It is too freaking nice. Today's video was supposed to be all about negotiation and closes. But as you guys know, last Friday, I actually took a day off and I went out in the boat with my brother-in-law, and it was cold. There was so much moisture in the air that we actually got like soaking wet. And whenever it's 55 or 60 degrees, you're on a boat and you're soaking wet, you're bound to get sick. That is exactly what happened to me. So not only did we catch one shrimp, we only caught one shrimp, but I also caught the flu out of that. Just starting to get my voice back, and I'm just not 110% ready to do negotiating and closing. It was my goal through the month of February that we got through the entire sales process, and here we are. We are almost there. We've got 2 more steps to go. So instead of doing that today, I thought I'd just take like a chill video, and I would kind of like reflect a little bit. I mean, when you sit back here on this back porch, you kind of reflect, but I think I want to reflect a little bit about the car business and about a story that happened to me personally. It was kind of crazy in the car business. I don't even remember what year it is. I'll look it up. So it is this year. I'll flash that up on the screen right now. It's this year. I was a sales manager slash finance manager for a Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC dealership. We were killing it, man. Like we were doing so well. Like Chevrolet was always your volume, right? And Cadillac, Buick, and GMC were kind of just like your extra business. But we just did a phenomenal job this year with this specific year with Cadillac, and I remember it very vividly. It was late one night. A couple had come into the dealership. They were boyfriend and girlfriend. They were younger, but they were old enough to where like we didn't question them looking at a Cadillac. And this guy comes in and he's like, yo, man, like I want to check out a Cadillac AT. Why is my camera doing this? He's like, yo, man, I want to check out a Cadillac ATS. And we were like, okay. So, you know, typically somebody that would come in that would be a complete stroker or complete brain damage, they would want to look at like an Escalade or a CTSV or whatever. This guy wanted to look at a Cadillac ATS. So we found him an ATS, and even still, like an ATS, I wanted to say that this car had listed for like $52,000. His story was that he worked for the Baltimore Ravens, which is kind of out there, like cool job, but not unfeasible because we were close enough to Baltimore. A lot of people commuted from our town. So he worked for the Baltimore Ravens, and his job was to go out in the field and assess the field for what cleats the football players should be wearing during the games. So again, like crazy job, but not far-fetched, right? He's like, yeah, I go out, I look at the grass, I look at the moisture in the grass, I measure the field to see what cleats the guys should be wearing on game day. They've got different cleats. I was like, oh man, that's an awesome freaking job. So if somebody told you that, like, of course, he should have been qualified to buy a mid-level Cadillac, I would have thought. We would have thought. So the guy goes on a test drive. He likes the car. We give him figures. He's like, yo, dude, I need to think about it overnight. We're like, okay, cool. Yeah, no problem. So a day or two had gone by at this point, and my salesperson's, like, blowing this guy up because he works for the Baltimore Ravens. Like, this is a big deal. My sales guy, like, really wanted to sell this customer. He really wanted to sell this car. So a little bit of negotiation had gone back and forth that I remember on this customer, and he was trying to get to a cash price. He was trying to get to an out-the-door figure, and we were doing pretty much everything over the phone, and then we needed to make sure that we got it protected, right? Like we wanted to sell extended warranty, and we wanted to sell wheel and tire. We wanted to sell all the stuff afterwards, so we added that on top of it too. And long story short, like the guy finally agrees. He agrees to everything. So he agrees to the extended warranty. I think he agrees to the price and the car. I guess what I'm trying to say is like it wasn't so easy that it was like, man, this is bad, but So he comes in again late at night because he said he was driving back from Baltimore, him and his girlfriend. They're all excited. They come in, they take delivery of the car, and I did the financing, or I was the last person to touch the deal before the customer had left. And the guy gave me a check. And typically, as far as process goes, if it's after business hours, we take the check and then we put him on what we call a D tag, a dealer tag, or a tag that basically wasn't a permanent tag to him. And that's exactly what I did. And he left. And everything was fine. The next day I called, we got his insurance set up, everything was good. And then, like 2 days later, my office manager comes to me and he was like, hey, this is a bad check. And I was like, it's a freaking bad check. The guy wrote me a bad check. Like, it doesn't have enough money in it or what? And she was like, no, I called the bank and the bank said that this bank account is not an active bank account. He wrote a fraud check. So I was like, holy crap. So we tried to call the guy, and of course he didn't answer. And we were blowing him up, and our owner was freaking out, and my managers were freaking out. And I was just like, dude, like, I would have never freaking known that. This is a crazy story. I've never had this happen to me before. Somebody wrote me a bad check. So we keep trying to call, and we didn't get an answer. And then we actually ended up calling OnStar, and OnStar located the car. We were in Pennsylvania, and the car was actually in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The guy drove it down to South Carolina to take his girl on vacation after he bought it, or stole it, basically. So we called OnStar. OnStar called the police, and the police went and got him and got the car, and the fairy tale ends there, other than the car having a bunch of miles on it from driving that far, 600 or 800 miles, and the cost we had of recovery. Like, we got the car back and everything was fine, but that was probably the most craziest car sale story that I have to date. Like, that was insane. I've had a lot of people try to do crazy stuff with me, and I've had a lot of people lie to me, like customers lie to me and things, but I never had anybody like outright deliberately steal a car. You know, like, I was on a lot of test drives, y'all, and I had a couple scary test drives, but never had anybody really like steal a car from me before. And that guy didn't do it on a test drive, but he definitely stole it. And yeah, so since I was feeling sick and I was feeling like, man, what should we talk about today? I thought I would just implement a little car salesman story right there. Cadillac ATS, homeboy comes, gives me a check. I thought I'm hooked up. I thought we got a car deal, and boom, I'm locked up. 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 I'm like, I'm not locked up. I'm not locked up. He got locked up. But yeah, dude, crazy story, right? That's a car salesman story from back in whatever year. Dude, just crazy to sit here and reflect on that day, man. That was nuts. But yeah, since I haven't been feeling well, and again, we caught one shrimp and I caught the flu, but I just figured I'd still give you a little story time today, y'all. How about that? Hopefully, I hit another night of medicine tonight, and then we can go really hard on that closing, on that negotiation later on this week. If you guys like these little story times, if you like my car business story times, I've got plenty of car business, car salesman stories. Yeah, but that one was crazy. So if you guys are new here, my name is Cody Reed. I was in the automotive industry for 16 years. Through the month of February, we are going through the entire automotive sales process. It's proven, it works. I promise you that. So consider subscribing if you're into that. And yeah, I will catch up with you guys later this week. Really appreciate all of you guys. It's good to finally be consistent again and see you, even if it's just for some quick afternoon snacks. Like story time, snack story time, snack story times. Ooh, I can't talk. I'm congested and I can't talk. So that's going to be it for me, you guys. Really appreciate it. See you guys next time. My name's Cody Reed. Deuces.